Hey everyone, my name is Craig from Flying Wheels. Welcome to my Flying Wheels YouTube channel. Today is all about business, it's all about money, it's all about investments, it's all about your future. All right, before I even begin talking about those, I'm going to talk about the elephant in the room because I know you guys are going to comment on it. That right there, it's actually healing up. I got bit by a freaking dog in my face last week. My mother-in-law's dog bit me in my face. So before y'all comment and say something's hanging out of my nose, there's nothing hanging out of my nose. I got bit in the face by a dog. It was a freaking bloodbath. My title says, why I didn't buy a Lamborghini with my YouTube money. I want a Lamborghini. I want an all-wheel drive Lamborghini. I want an Audi R8 all-wheel drive so I can make it my winter car and put a ski rack on top. I want one so bad. But you know what? There's better investments for you to make in your future, and I'm going to tell you why. I own a car dealership. There's no reason I can't go buy a Lamborghini. There's no reason I can't go buy an R8, except for that I have kids and I can't put them in my back seat. That makes zero sense for me. But think about it, $100,000. If you're able to get $100,000 somewhere, the worst investment possible is to put it into a depreciating asset, such as a car. If I'm gonna keep a Lamborghini in my garage, you know what's gonna happen? It's gonna depreciate. It's gonna go down in value. It's gonna plummet. My $100,000 investment into a Lamborghini, unless I flip it for profit, is just gonna go down consistently. I'm just gonna lose money. It's gonna tie up $100,000 of my money that I can put in other things that are gonna make me more money in the future. Good segue into what I'm talking about in this topic. You might look behind me and see all these commercial units behind me. I own them. I officially own them. It's a big, huge day for me. I'm proud. This is the place I started my business 10 years ago, in one of these units. 10 years later, I own all of these units. I want to buy a Lamborghini. I want to own an Audi R8. I want to drive around and impress people and have fun and put a smile on my face and make cool videos in a Lamborghini. But you know what? This is going to pay off long term. I'm thinking about my family, I'm thinking about myself, I'm thinking about my retirement, I'm thinking about my future. I'm going to give you a walk around of all these buildings and show you why I made the decision to buy this entire property instead of a Lamborghini or an Audi R8. And what I mean when I say I bought a building instead of a Lamborghini or an Audi R8, clearly the building is far more money than an Audi R8 or a Lamborghini, but the down payment that it cost for me to put my own money towards that building was as much as an Audi R8 or a Lamborghini. So I have been pinching pennies, I've been saving my money, putting it in an account, pooling everything together in order to save enough to have a down payment to purchase this building, and the bank obviously covers the rest. All right, to begin with, I started here 10 years ago. This is where I started my car dealership when I moved back to New Hampshire, in one unit. Unit 2 right there, that was my unit. Now there's 7 units in here, and one of them is a double unit. So there's actually 8 units and 2 mezzanines, which are rooms above. You'll see those up top. Those are rooms above, and each one of those rent out separately. Each one of these units are rented. The building pays for itself. It's a steel building, commercial building, industrial zoned. So like I said, when I started my business here, you'll see tons and tons of storage for cars. When I started my business here 10 years ago, it's commercially zoned. Pretty much anything goes. I mean, you can hear the loud banging way down there. They're still building and constructing. So I bought this entire building. It's gonna not only pay me every single year with an income, it's going to also pay for the building itself. And in 20 years, I'm gonna own a $1 million building that paid for itself. So basically in 20 years, I'm gonna have a $1 million plus asset, because I'm hoping it's going to appreciate, that paid for itself. So it gave me $1 million plus in income. So yes, I bought another business. I didn't just invest in a property. I invested in a property management company, because now I'm plowing, I'm maintaining the building. The first business day of owning this property, I got a call from one of the units. Hey, heard you bought the building, congratulations. Also, my toilet's backed up. So day one of ownership, I was snaking out poo out of a toilet because somebody clogged it up. So there are risks, there are headaches that go along with it, but risk and reward. With risk comes reward. Now I own this property, but I know the property. I know the property, the ins and outs, the repairs, the maintenance that's been done, the things that it's been needing for the past 10 years, the things that's been done for the past 10 years. I know everything about this building. So purchasing it as now a property maintenance company, as a property owner, I know what has been done. I know what it needs. I know how to maintain it. I know the regular schedule of maintenance of the property, how it works. I know all the tenants, which helps me become a better landlord by jumping into this property. All right, you know the game. What am I driving? Take a guess. It's a fun one. Comment down below, and I'll try to give you a shout out if you guess it right. Well, why did I buy this building? Again, yes, I want a Lamborghini. Yes, I want an Audi R8. But is it smart to buy a car, a depreciating asset, or is it smart to buy real estate? Is it smart to buy property? If you guys look at history, property, yes, we did have the recession where properties just plummeted and I lost money when that happened. But consistently, property values go up. They dip and then they go back up, and then they dip and then they go up higher. Now this property pays for itself over and over. So while property values are going up during my ownership, it's also paying for itself and paying an income to myself. Again, there's going to be maintenance costs. There's going to be utilities for me to cover. There's going to be repairs for me to cover. So it's not all gravy. It's not easy for me, but it's a risk I'm willing to invest in. It's a business I'm willing to invest in for my future. Because once this building is paid off and I can sell it for over $1 million and it's my $1 million, or I can keep it and retire and take that and make that my income. Now I have a passive income because I own the property. All I have to do, and the rents should increase by that point too. I hope in 20 years the rent should increase. The rent on each unit should increase, which will pay for all of its utilities, pay for its garbage, pay for its alarm service, pay for its property maintenance, and the rest is mine to retire with. This brings me to my next section. I've looked at properties all over the place. I bought my property in Danville, my garage. I own that place. I bought that 5 years ago, and that took me about a year to actually purchase. This one, again, I've been here 10 years. I've been talking to the owners of this property for 5 years about owning it. They were never really ready to sell it. I was never really ready to invest my time in life. I wasn't in the point in life to invest in this property until about a year ago when I said, hey, you know what? I'm really ready to buy this. So I went to the bank first and I said, hey, I want to buy this property. I want to buy it for this much money. Here are all my finances. Here's where responsibility comes in. I am a responsible adult. And responsible meaning I pay my bills, I pay my vendors, I make an income, I pay my taxes. I know people have hard times. I know people have medical bills. I know people have divorce. I know people get into trouble. I know things happen that are going to affect your credit score and your finances. You can't fight those things. But I do everything I can to try to stay on the up and up and gradually, consistently grow myself and my business. On a $1 million property, the next day they called me and said I'm approved. That's how organized and straightforward and up to date everything I handed them is. I showed up, I was responsible, I was ahead of time. I basically had a business plan to hand them on a platter and said, here's why you should give me a loan. I didn't walk in and say, hey, I want a loan, I think it's worth this. I had everything in writing, everything documented, everything they would ask for, I had for them ahead of time. If you guys are thinking about buying that $75,000 Supra, that $100,000 Ferrari that's old, that Lamborghini that's $88,000 is going to need clutches and cost you $20,000. There are better investments. I love driving cars. That's why I own a car dealership. I gave it up. I showed you what I'm driving. Well, obviously I love my toys. I love my cars, but there are better things to put your money in and invest long term. There are better things to put your money in, like yourself and your business. Before I even invested in this property, I invested in myself and my business consistently for 15 years. I've been just reinvesting in my company. Every time I make, I don't make that much money every year, but all the money above that just keeps getting reinvested into my business and myself and my properties and my future. And I pay taxes on everything. So number one is pay your taxes, because you don't want anyone coming after you. Find a good accountant, make sure things are done right. That way you have no headaches, and then you can buy stuff like this in the future. Keep rolling, keep snowballing, keep making money, make wise, smart choices, because there are better things than just wasting your money on things you don't need. And a lot of times when I go shopping on little things, I say, which is why my wife calls me cheap, do I need it? Do I really need it? Probably not. And that money can be put towards something better, can be put into an investment to better your future, to better your retirement, to better your life when you have kids, when you need a house, when you need something bigger, or you just need a business loan to grow your business. So a lot of people watch these videos to start their car dealerships, to start their businesses. Start small. I started in my driveway. I started my business in my driveway. And I grew to a single unit here, and I grew to a car dealership down there, and now I grew to an 8-unit, $1 million property. And there are gurus and entrepreneurs so much more successful than me, but I'm trying. I'm doing the right thing, I think. I mean, this could be a disastrous venture. I could lose everything, and who knows? You never know. And that is the last thing I'm going to say, is risk. There's always risk. There's always fear. I'm freaking terrified of spending $1 million on a building. Terrified. I was terrified to spend $1,000 a month on rent when I first started. I was terrified to buy my garage that grew my business. But before I grew it, I was terrified to buy it and spend the money and move out of this unit into something bigger that's going to cost more money. All those things I'm terrified of. Everything I do, I second guess my choices. I always think I'm making the wrong choice, but I research it and I jump off that cliff. I take that leap, and I hope with calculated research, calculated risk, I'm going to be okay. And so far I have been. That doesn't mean I always will be. Something could happen in the future that's unexpected that you can never see coming. But as of now, anytime I've made a risk, every time I've taken that leap, I've done my research, I've made a business plan, I've done the numbers, I've made sure to the best of my ability that I'm making the right choice. I hope this was helpful for you guys. If you're ever looking to spend your money in the right place, do your research, make good decisions, pay your bills, keep your credit score high. That's the number one important thing, because everyone is going to judge you based on your credit score. It sucks. It's awful. But if you have shitty credit, no one's going to give you anything, and it sucks, and everyone's going to take advantage of you. So always pay your bills on time. If you have student loans are absolutely going to kill you. If you have medical bills, they're absolutely going to kill you. You can negotiate these things to make sure you can afford them, though. Pay them always. Keep your credit score high. Reinvest in yourself and your business. And it's okay to be afraid and second guess your choices. I still do it to this day all the time. I never know if I'm making the right choice, but I research it enough to hope that I am, and that's it. Guys, if this was at all helpful, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up so other people get to see this video. Make sure to subscribe down below for more car knowledge, for more business tips. And hey, if you love my swag, like my Flying Wheels shirt, I sell it. You can click the link down below, help support my channel. And you can follow me on Instagram at flying_wheels_. Thanks a lot, everybody. I'll see you later. Adios.